So, when I was looking at your notes for today's episode about me and you, the me time that we have etched out for ourselves in our lives and continue to protect with all our might from all the forces around us, and getting to grips with how to identify like what that actually means physically for us, like what do we actually have to do and what happens as a consequence of not getting it. You had clear descriptions based on like identifying what our lives are like without me time.
Yeah.
One of the first things on the list was burnout. Now, I have a thing about burnout because I don't believe it is a true representation of my experience. And funnily enough, I'm right. Because if we want to get into it, which we're about to, burnout is described as, and this is from the World Health Organization, extreme fatigue, loss of motivation, reduced performance, emotional detachment, and physical symptoms. Then when I looked into the descriptors of extreme fatigue, feeling constantly tired, loss of motivation, everything feels pointless. Reduced performance, difficulty concentrating, completing jobs, making decisions. Emotional detachment, so feeling emotionally detached from yourself and the people around you. Physical symptoms, headaches, sleep problems, stomach issues. When I read those symptoms of what burnout is, all of those things, plus quite a few more, are how I am every single fucking day. Mm-hmm. This is not burnout for me. This is normal fucking life for me. Now, it might be the first case of like, oh, you're in denial, you are burnt out, you should stop, you need to medicate, you need to rest. But in actual fact, what's not taken into consideration here is anything to do with my existing life. All of this is relative to a man in a corporate position. That is how this burnout terminology has been decided. So the World Health Organization has done its research into what burnout would look like for a person and defined it as this. But the person that they have assessed and researched is just a man in a corporate job. So none of the things that I have to deal with in my working life have anything to do with a man in a corporate job's working life, because I have multiple different factors that play into my world. So when I am overloaded, when I am at a breaking point, when I'm at a tipping point, when I am not coping, I have all of these things as a baseline. Mm-hmm. And then I have a multitude of other things on top of that in terms of what I am responsible for on a daily basis. And then I looked into it a bit more. And yes, there is definitions for the mother load or the maternal load or the parental load. And those definitions are similar to what we're seeing here, but it's more directed around caregiving and children and responsibilities around the home and unseen work. But there's no definition for those two things together. So you can either be a working boss man or you can be a mum, but you can't be both, which just blows my mind considering pretty much all of the women in my life that I know work and look after kids.
Yeah.
Except for like a couple, I would say, who have chosen different routes. I'd say pretty much all of us are working mums to some degree. And none of the stuff that talks about burnout in terms of the effects that it is on you has any like validation at all. Like it's just completely ignored. And I don't know why I'm surprised about that, because all of us, everything to do with our bodies, our autonomy, everything to do with the way that we are and how we function as human beings, our hormones, our brains, our bodily ability is completely ignored when it comes to anything medically researched. Anyway, I understand that. But it was just this morning when I was like, hang on a minute. This burnout doesn't seem that severe. Doesn't seem severe enough for me. Like, why? Like, that's just normal. was like, wonder what extreme fatigue is. And then it was like, oh, feeling constantly tired. Okay.
Every day. Yeah.
Okay, right. Aye. What else? Loss of motivation. Everything feels pointless. Yeah. Because it's never fucking ending. And it's just a constant battle of doing everything all the time. So these things, like, when they talk about burnout and stuff like that, like, I'm just like, if only there were eyes on what it, if only there were eyes on things that weren't just about how men cope with life, if only there was eyes on stuff where it actually was a true representation of our society today, where we could actually see that we are all trying to juggle so much more than just man goes to work and wife stays home, because that's not a true representation of who we are today. So if there was ever a case for us talking about finding time for yourself, then I think this just highlights it beautifully, because nobody else is considering it. So if you're going to look after yourself, you're going to have to do it properly by yourself, because you're not going to find the answer elsewhere. Like, no. It's not going to be laid out for you. Society doesn't accept it. You need to get back on the fucking treadmill and get working and earn the money to spend the money. And that's all you're good for. So, yeah, here we are trying to find a little bit of space for ourselves. How do you feel about burnout?
See, when you were talking about all that, I was like, what's the point where you hit? There is a point where you hit the best way I can describe it is the madness. It's like a madness that takes over you. As overloaded is right. So I was under the impression that it was burnout. Now that you've said that, I'm like, what?
Well, it is, but it's our definition of burnout, because if you look at World Health Organization definition of burnout, it's fucking piss poor.
So what is our definition? Like, because of the burnout. So, but the thing that's coming to me is just like, I felt it was overloaded. I honestly felt like a madness was taking over me. Like, I couldn't think straight. I couldn't I wanted to do stuff, but I couldn't figure out like where to start to do the stuff. I was completely I was overwhelmed, and I just couldn't figure out what the next steps were. And your brain is just going ping, 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 constantly. And then at some points you're just sitting there and like I can't even have a conversation. We've sat. Yeah. I couldn't have a conversation with you because my brain was just like, I was like, I'm malfunctioning. Yeah. I'm completely malfunctioning right now. I don't know what to do. Like what? So like there is a point where like, and I've had that place before, like quite a few times, where like. You're right, it's that, but it's beyond. It's beyond.
It's well beyond, and it's scarily so. And I think, like, speaking for ourselves as women, like that, like I can't put these words into other people's brains in terms of how they feel, but I know for certain that when I've sought help or therapy from circumstances like you explain, when you're in these positions, it's a point of crisis, and I've got a very close relationship with my therapist, my counsellor, and she knows how my brain works, and she knows the humour that I have in me and what have you. And oftentimes that's what we're using to get me to tell her exactly what I need to see for myself and things like that, right? So at points where I am like physically and emotionally and mentally completely exhausted to the point where there is nothing there, like I have nothing left to give. You cannot take any more from me. There is nothing. I'm in crisis. And Kate will say to me, this is very close to Britney 2007. So you either sort some shit out or you're going to be shaving your head and going absolutely fucking crazy. What do you want to do? So I can recognize that for myself now, and I can see the patterns that come up and I start to get, I think the first thing I do is I start to get very frustrated and resentful of the time that I'm having to give to everybody else. As a person who gives a lot all the time, when I'm starting to feel that resistance, when I'm starting to feel that frustration, I know something's not right. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I start to look at the bigger picture. What have I got going on? Like all over, everywhere, work, home, kids, relationships, the whole picture. That's when I start to really understand, like, I've got to rein it in, pull everything back, start again, clean the slates, and say fucking no.
Yeah.
It's the strongest word that you can possibly muster, and it's got the shortest amount of letters in it. Say fucking no. But yeah, so that's where I recognise my sort of description of burnout, and it is a lot more crazy than the basic bitch stuff that says down here of some poor man stuck in a corporate office that's got too much to do.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Like, because you just call it the burnout. Like, call it burnout.
Oh, yeah. Oh, aye. Oh, you poor wee thing.
Aye.
Okay. So, yeah.
So what do we do for ourselves? Like, in terms of, because like, I know for myself, like, I am always avoiding that now. Like, I don't want to be there again. And in order for me to do that, I need me time, and I learnt that from you and from therapy specifically, and a bit of Brené Brown's. I would say, I think it was a mixture of lots of things. And when we did our podcast together at the end of the last season, we spoke about the thing that clicked in my brain was when you had said, it's you first, you and your relationship, your relationship and the kids, everything else. Yeah. That's it. That's what comes first. And one can't work without the other. So for me, that clicked in my head, like straight away was just like, oh, how do I like give myself me time? But it was also a frustrating question as well, because it was coming up in therapy, like, what are you doing for yourself? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm like, I've got all the, like, you've got these responsibilities and I need to turn up for these people. I'm trying to avoid getting to
that
the burnout
stage, yeah.
The burnout, the madness, whatever you want to call it. And one of the things that it was you that had brought that up for me, and through therapy and through some of Brené's books as well, but I think all together at the same time, they all clicked. And it's you first, you and your relationship, your relationship and the kids, and then everything else. And one can't work without the other. And for me, that solidified it in my head. It's just like, oh, how do, like that makes complete sense. You need to look after yourself before you can look after other people and for them to be okay. But I also struggled with the question as well at the time, because I was like, well, when the therapist brings up, like, what are you doing for yourself? And I'm like,
stop asking me annoying questions. Yeah. Oh, fuck off. Like, what do you mean, what am I doing for myself? I don't know what that even means. How do you even know what you want for yourself?
Yeah.
Like, when did you last feel yourself? Because I don't know about you, Nick, but in my life, like, I've done nothing but look after everybody else since the day I can remember. Whether it be a sibling, a parent, friends, partners, children. Like, that's just a constant stream of my life. That's what it's been. So even this morning when I'm trying to reflect on, like, what do I want? What do I need? I don't fucking know. How the fuck am I supposed to know? It's just the most ridiculous thing to think as a human being that I couldn't tell you what I need or want. It just feels so alien to be considering myself without having to think about a million other people or a million other things that might need my attention more than me. And that, I mean, it's sad. It is sad. Sophie highlighted it massively for me this past weekend when she said, so what you want to do for Mother's Day on Sunday? I'm like, I don't know. Normally we just go and see Granny Caroline. But Granny Caroline is selfishly busy on Mother's Day, so we can't just all accost her. But so he's like, well, you'll need to think about it, because do something on Mother's Day or whatever. And I'm like, right, okay. But instantly I'm just thinking about, like, what do they want to do for Mother's Day? Like, what what is it that Sophie wants to do? What is it that Sophie wants to do that Luna can get involved with? What is it that Paddy might want to join in with? What is, what's Chris going to be doing? That's where my brain goes. Like, I'm not thinking about like what I would actually want. You know what I actually would want? To hire a rug doctor.
Yes.
Like, I'd really like to do that. But it's like, no. I've got to think about what me as a mother would want on Mother's Day to celebrate the fact of my mothering.
I was going to say, I was like, I would like, if I got asked that question, I would react exactly the same. And I'm like, and I'm not doing anything about it either. Like, just like, if you want to do something, that's fine. Otherwise, just leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Yeah. I think there's such a long period of time that has passed, and so much of you as a person has grown without considering what you need, that it's really fucking difficult to communicate it with yourself. Like, it's the most painful thing for me. I have just no fucking idea.
I think I am starting to get
a
small idea. Yeah. But it's also frustrating trying to get it as well. And like there's a constant friction between that. So like I've been grateful enough to be given space and time from like yourself, for example, and then learning for myself on how to create that space as well. And through that, I've managed to start to discover things about myself for the first time, and also go back on things that I've just kind of shoved to the side as well. And which is great. It's fantastic. It makes me feel good because I'm just like, oh, this is part of who I am. Getting the space to do that stuff, to be that person specifically, is really fucking hard. Really hard. And it takes effort to give yourself the time to be able to do that, to be able to explore that. So for me, it's in smaller moments. So like morning time is like golden. Like it's I get up before everybody else. The household starts getting up at about 7 o'clock, right through to 10 o'clock, depending on who it is. So if I can get up at 5, I've got like maths.
Quick math.
How many maths?
3 hours?
3 hours. Period. I can get up, get ready in peace. I've got a choice whether to journal, read, go for a walk, do some art, do some housework, maybe go for some shopping. But I've dropped the shopping. I used to go shopping in the morning. Dropped the shopping because I'm like, that's not for me, right? And try and drop the housework, even though sometimes I like peace to do it.
Yeah,
that's no for me right now. Try and do one of these things, but it's a constant battle because I'm just like, right, I've only got so much time. What one are you going to do first? So morning time is golden, and then it's like I like to have like 15-20 minutes before bed where I'm just like, right, I'm just going to sit and journal or read a book or something like that. Everybody leave me alone. And then during the day it's really tough. You don't get time during the day.
No.
You're constantly on the go, and it's about, I'm still learning how to give yourself 5-10 minutes. I'm doing it with Morgan specifically, where I was just like, fucking breathe, like breathe, go, like if your emotions are high, fuck off for 5-10 minutes into a different room, get yourself together, get back on it again. Like we can't run away, like there is no running away from this. You have to figure it out, get back on it. I've got my watch constantly telling me, you're stressed, you're so stressed today, and I'm just like, I'm trying to not so be stressed. But like, and then like, I suppose further to that, what I'm learning this year is just like, it's the same. I'm actually reading The Artist's Way just now. You've read The Artist's Way as well. She talks about artist dates, but mine's is adventure. So for once a month, how can I get out on an adventure outside of the house specifically? So January we went to Dublin. That was the adventure. Like last month I went to the cinema with my sister. That was the adventure. So like once a month I'm trying to encourage myself to like, right, I'll either go by myself or go with someone outside of the household, where I can do something that that brings me joy,
Yeah.
specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to protect that time
Yeah.
as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only do what you can. But
Yeah.
I would say that getting up early in the morning is before everybody else, if you can.
Yeah, I've always been an early riser. That's always been my thing. And when Chris and I got together, that definitely wasn't his pattern. But he's changed into an entirely different man in the last 10 years, and now he's in my space at 5 a.m. And making me drink coffee. I never used to drink coffee either, which is something else that he's given to me. And I think with that space and time, what I recognise, especially in my household, with the amount of different age groups and the amount of people in general, there's no space for me. There really isn't. I don't have any time in my own home by myself. And I think a lot of people a lot of women who go out to work and come home from work, they talk about this space and time of before anybody else is in the house when they've come back from work, and that it's like a survival thing. They need that 20 minutes or so by themselves in their own home before the chaos descends, before they have to transition into their next role of being the house person. There's a big talk on that, and that's something that I miss having, and I speak to Chris about this quite a lot, is the transition period from spending an entire day talking to everybody all the fucking time, being so responsible for what everybody's having to do within that day at work, to then go home, be like completely depleted by everybody at work, to then come into the household environment and have the scrapes morsel of energies sprinkled over the kids as much as I can possibly muster, and have fuck all, as in zero negative, left for husband. And that's like that depletion is the thing that ruins me as a person to serve any other need of my own or anybody else's. And so when I talk to Chris about finding this time for me, like how important that has to be, there's certain things I've put in place, and I'm a little bit unsure as to whether or not they're all remaining to be positive or not. One is health focus, and that had come about with having the autoimmune disease diagnosis 2022, I think. Ever since then, sort of like really trying to get on top of that and undo some of the damage that was caused because of it. And so like I focus on things like making sure that I get to the gym at least 3 times a week. I have a personal trainer for that, to ensure that I actually turn up and do the fucking work and don't lie and cheat my way out of it. And then I think about the space and time that I need, that I can attach to health, which is the walking. So getting your steps in and getting out for a decent walk, which gives you space and time and freedom to think as well whilst you're doing that solo.
Yeah. Ideally
not with anybody else. Sometimes it's nice to have somebody to walk with, but most of the time I'd prefer just to do it by myself. Then it's the cooking and prepping in terms of the healthy eating, and having space and time to do that. The space and time in my own kitchen with nobody else in my way. My poor Paddy, he always comes down at the wrong time. Poor lad. I'm always like, get out of the way, chef, I'm in here. Paddy's like, oh, just needing a wee something. So like having those sort of like etched out times, they're just such basic fucking needs, but they do all start to fill back up my cup of energy to be able to be the good person for other people too. And then specifically this year Chris has to take Luna Rose to her swimming class on a Saturday morning, which is meant to give me the space and time to myself. He's also in charge of cooking dinner and picking up Luna on a Thursday night, which means that I don't have to be any particular place at any particular time. After I've left the gym on a Thursday, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And typically I just haven't really grasped whatever the fuck I want is, but it's usually just go home, do a bit of housework. But the thing is I have a freedom of choice, and it stops me feeling trapped, which is one of my biggest indicators of burnout. When I start to feel trapped and I want to run away, actively see it in my head, I could just go.
Yeah.
I'll just run. Get back in the car, nobody knows. And that's, that's very problematic, but never mind. We can talk about that another time. And I think, like, when I look at etching out this sort of time, I'm trying my best this year. We're only into March, and I think, I haven't done it perfectly every time, and I haven't got what I wanted out of it every time. But I am still trying to find the right way. I'm trying to find my right balance. I don't know who the fuck I am. I don't think I've ever really grasped that since Luna was born. Like, I lost a lot of my identity, and it's taken ages for it to sort of come back again. So I'm still sort of figuring it out. Just like the time in which I forced you to go away and find out who the fuck you were. I think I've vicariously recognised the work that you were doing on yourself and learnt from it and took some of it for myself to try and really piece back together me. I think a lot of us were wrecked after COVID as well. Like, it threw up a lot for people in terms of who they are and just what they want from life. So I think when you talk about me time, it's about identifying who you are first and foremost, and what your joy is in this world, and trying to find space for it to be something that you can do more regularly than never, because that's what inevitably happens if you don't fucking make time for it, because nobody else is going to make time for it for you.
Yeah.
If you're counting on anybody else to say, oh, you want 5 minutes to yourself, it's not happening. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Like, it's just another job on our plates to look after ourselves, isn't it? It's like, it's another full-time job that we didn't get the full-time hours for, eh?
Yeah.
But like, this is why I put it in my journal every morning when I'm doing. No, it's not even my journal. It's my to-do list. It's the me list, the home list, the work list. To make sure that I'm constantly, selfishly thinking about me.
Yeah.
Even though that list is the one that is always unfinished.
Yeah.
It's a constant reminder to try and give yourself the space, like during the day within your to-do list of all the things that you need to do. One of the things that you brought up was about, we should talk about our partners, because for me, I wouldn't be able to get that time without Stephen, specifically. And like, we actually had a conversation about this last weekend. I was like, why do you give me time?
Yeah.
He's like, I respect you, like, you need it. He's like, he sees me when I don't get it, and he doesn't want me to be in a bad place for it. And I'm grateful that he respects that for me to be able to give me it, and you also give that in return as well. So when Stephen wants to go and see his friends or whatever, go and play a game of poker with his pals or whatever, I'm like, yeah, like, crack on.
Yeah.
Just for a few hours. Like, we didn't get, like, right now, just because of where life is, like, we can't get date nights, we can't go away for a trip for a couple of nights, like, none of that happens. And that puts strain on our relationship specifically, and we spoke a lot about that last year. So we had said to ourselves, if we can't get the relationship time as such right now, it's going to be tough. But I think it's important for us to focus on our independent lives specifically, because both of us can't be just sitting about in the house all the time. Like, we have to literally go out and just find something
sitting in the house, fucking being miserable and punishing each other's selves at the same time. Like, you're both just not getting what you need. Yeah, exactly.
And we've been in a place like that before. We've been like it's tit for tat.
Yeah, if
like,
I'm not going out, you're not going out.
Aye, exactly. Aye, and you were, or you would go out and then they would come back and like, right, I'm fucking out now.
Yeah,
I'm away.
Aye,
like, my time. This is my time. It's not like that anymore.
No,
it's respectful.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I am grateful for Stephen respecting that. That I need that time, and like grateful for us both recognising that now for ourselves, and allowing for it to happen.
Yeah.
Because without it, like,
Yeah.
the way that I see it, like, if you didn't get that time, we'd have a shit relationship. We'd you'd just be a shitty person, and you just wouldn't be able to cope.
Yeah.
Like I need it.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like I spent quite a lot of time in the sort of like the sort of negative resentment phase of the sort of like the shared responsibilities in a relationship dynamic, in terms of like who's responsible for which part of the household and the child and blah 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 blah. So I always would take on the primary role, and I always felt like that was the easiest and quickest way to get the resolve to where I needed it to be. Otherwise, all I'm doing is then just cleaning up after the secondary parent who isn't doing it to the way that I want it done, or good enough, or forgets about it, or doesn't do it at all, type of thing. So there was a lot of like, I don't know, is it what's the complex? It is a complex, isn't it? Is it hero or ego or something? It's either hero or ego, and I can't remember which one. I think it might be hero. Like or savior. Like I've always got to be. Yeah. So it's like a ego savior type thing, where I've always got to be the person that's doing all of the things to get everything done, because nobody else could possibly manage to the extent or the level of performance that I would do it to. So there's a lot of that going on in my previous ways of dealing with my relationship. And now I feel like it's not perfect, but I feel like we're definitely getting a clearer idea of what it looks like when I'm not trying to be that person, and when I'm not getting in the own way, like in my own way of doing things, allowing, Chris to have the responsibility and like the primary role when it comes to certain things that Luna gets up to. And there's definitely more that he should be doing. If you're ever going to listen to this podcast, Chris, a lot of household chores remain in your domain, and you should be doing them, but you're not. And if you see this, then here's your cue. And if we can get to grips with that a bit more, then I think, then we really would be making decent progress. Until we figure it out, we just got to keep talking about it, because otherwise you're just sitting in a place of resentment, and nobody's having fun, and that's not fair either. And I think when Chris recognises the time that I need for myself, or supports me, and he does, he just sometimes doesn't know how to do that, or how for me to achieve it, especially when I'm so reluctant to change. He does benefit from it himself. If I get that space and time, then it does give me the opportunity to be able to transform from fucking boss man into loving, doting wife and beautiful mother, But if I don't get that transition time, if I don't get that space and time, then all I am is a boss man trying to be a beautiful wife, but somewhere in the middle just becoming a fucking hot mess of rage. And then nobody's having fun. So it is interesting once you get over it. Once you get over yourself and just accept that this is how it has to be done. You must find time for yourself in order to be a better person, in order to be able to be content with who you are. If you don't get that time and space to yourself, then you're just going to be a miserable fucking loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have time. You just need to find it.
You just need to make it a priority.
Yeah.
Got time for anything as long as it's a priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what they say about the oxygen mask.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Very wise.
Like you have to put it on yourself first,
Otherwise, you're dead. And everybody else is dead because they couldn't possibly do it themselves. Idiots.
I mean, it's funny that you bring up the death thing, because I've definitely thought about that as well. Like, if if I don't sort this shit out, I am going to die. Like, my health is fucking shot to shit. I've definitely said it before. Like, I'm gonna be. You're going to be going to my funeral pretty shortly. But then once you sort it out, you're just like, oh, I'm so being over dramatic. I'm fine.
Oh, a little bit. Just a little bit wild with it.
Yeah.
No, it's true though. You've got to do the right thing by you. Nobody. This is what I keep learning over and over again. Nobody's going to do it for you. Why are you playing the martyr? Like, who's going to feel sorry for you? You're feeling sorry for yourself. Get over yourself. Get on with it. Do something about it. Make it worthwhile. Hey. Hard truths.
Yeah. We can do it.
Aye.
Yeah.
Me time.
I'm so bored of saying I hope you've enjoyed this episode, but folk won't care, will they?
Just try something new on for size. Like, well, that's it for today. Smell you later.
We should totally do something like that just to see if anybody
if
watches
anybody
right to
actually
the end.
Yeah.
You're just going to get a compilation of all these, and that could be the ending. Of this episode. Just a compilation of different ways of ending the episode. Mm-hmm. We'll just do a few.
Yeah, go
just
for it.
A few over-exaggerated ones.
Let's hear it.
Subscribe, you bass. Go on, you do one.
Do you normally say like and subscribe?
Leave
us a nasty comment, you bastards. Put a thumbs down on this video.
Yeah.
We'll ken it was you.
Aye.
If you like this episode.
Belter. Yeah, what could they do that would tell us that they've... Right, okay, they need to comment something.
Ooh.
Comment, Chris, get the dishes done if you've listened to this episode.
Right, our goal...
Yeah, what is the goal?
Our goal is to get 1 subscriber from this episode.
Just one?
Just one.
What could they win?
It could be you.
What could they win?
Oh, we've got plenty of G&M gear kicking about.
You could get a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You'll get a hat if you subscribe.
Yeah.
The first subscriber. Because obviously now that we've said that, we're going to get 500 subscribers.
Yeah.
We'll have to email in to say that they subscribed.
Yes, they will.
Because we won't know otherwise.
Oh, well, can we not see our subscribers?
We get a notification that pops up saying blah, 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 subscribe. Get an email as well. So, yeah.
I don't get those, so that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Do you even listen to our fucking podcast?
All the time. I'm the biggest fan. I've spent so many hours listening to this podcast.
The only part, our biggest fan, the only listener, Ross, who just happens to produce and edit all. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
I have listened to a couple in the car actually.
Have you? Yeah, I've listened to them in the car. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
I listen to Nicola's dulcet tones on the way to work.
It's nice.